All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello. It is Thursday night, Jeff.
Yes, sir. Thursday night.
Welcome to the Bourbon Buddies here. We're going to have a little fun night with you guys. Appreciate you guys coming in here. We already got a couple people in. Trev Wilson, of course.
What's up,
Jay
buddy?
from Bourbon and a Baby. So we're excited to be here and talk with you guys and just kind of have a nice chill night. Right, buddy?
Just to hang out. It's what me and Neil would do if we weren't filming videos or something.
Yeah.
But we're all keeping it safe. I got my gloves on, keeping it safe.
That's good. You look good with the purple gloves.
Thanks, man.
I think it really brings out your complexion.
In my eyes, I think. It kind of makes the blue pop in my eyes.
Yeah, everything just pops.
Play it safe, boys.
Mm-hmm. It's better be safe than sorry, guys.
Right. So what's new, buddy? Go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, we were talking beforehand about that our state liquor stores, which we are state-run, are closed. And have been closed for quite some time. So as far as us being able to get anything, or we're even having to order online, which who was it? One of the guys in the chat sent us some links about where we could order online and actually get it delivered to the house, because the laws have changed just in the last couple of years. But it used, and I wasn't even aware of the change, but it used to be that you couldn't get anything, unless it went through the state store. Even if you ordered some online, it had to be shipped to the store, and then you could go and pick it up. And I think they charge you a fee.
Well, actually, if you were just like going to order something online and take it, now you can ship it to your door for no fee. But if you get it shipped to one of the stores, they drop you a fee.
Right.
Yeah.
So for the used fee, you had to go to the store. So
right.
The thing is, our stores have been closed for several weeks now, which we're okay being on the border, but a lot of people aren't, and it's kind of making things really difficult. I think people are going out of state to get it, going to Delaware, going to Jersey, whatever it takes to, get what they want, which kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, and I think an article that I sent you that we were both kind of talking about brought up some really interesting points about that, since the state closed down the liquor stores here, what ended up happening is that people now have to go out of state. And if you're, lucky enough to live right across the border, you can go to Jersey or Maryland or whatever. But here's the issue, is that now those stores in New Jersey and Maryland are now just inundated with people. So these stores are now getting just like slammed because you have all these people from Pennsylvania traveling to the stores, right? And then making it more dangerous potentially, and then you have people traveling from one state to another, which they don't want you to do, right? And that can kind of be a problem. So this is where I don't really see any good out of Pennsylvania closing down the liquor stores. It's
I mean, I think that what they could have done is do like any of the other stores.
Yeah.
How many people go in? Just say, hey, we can only have 20 people in, or even like you have to put your order in, either with them, they come out, tell you what you want. Of course, some people do like the browse, like you and I will go in there. And when we've gone together, we've been in there like just pacing the aisles and looking at everything for an hour or two. But, you could order it online and go pick it up. Or something, to just close everything down, like you said, it's just kind of silly, and they could control the exposure and the contact, just like restaurants are doing the same thing. You just order it, pull up, somebody comes out, give them your name, they bring you your order. I don't see why they couldn't do that.
I know, it's just really strange, and it's interesting because Matt from Whiskey Crusaders brought up a point here. Actually, not Matt. I'm sorry. It was Jay from Bourbon and a Baby. He says that good thing you guys aren't on the Ohio border. You have to show an Ohio ID to be able to buy our booze now. And I've heard that Maryland is starting to turn down, or already has done this, is turning down PA residents from buying any liquor. So if they get there and they show a PA license, they won't even sell it to them. So
yeah,
it's
I've heard some issues with Jersey. Now I know people have gone because we live right on the border, but I've known of people, secondhand information, they went over no problem. But other people I've heard that, they got, hey, pulled over or whatever. I don't know if that's just hearsay or if that actually happened, but it's a real issue. You know what I mean? And not that like, oh, we need our booze or anything like that. It's just, if you're somebody who likes to have wine with dinner or anything like that, it's just, there's been a lot of stupid state mandates, I guess you would call it. And apparently, I just heard today, because I'm in the construction field, that the state issued more restrictions than the federal government. And there was something that went up for vote about like opening construction and stuff, certain areas of construction, like if there's nobody in the residence or it's a commercial building and there's nobody that occupies the building, that the people who want to work should be able to go work, and not basically take, if they want to go to work, and I'm sure there needs to be some protocol to keep it safe. Whether it's, everybody takes their temperature in the morning or whatever, you sterilize things, however you want to do it. But people should be able to work who are able to work, aren't showing symptoms, aren't doing these things. And if you're not in somebody's home where, hey, we don't want people inside our home, like doing residential stuff, but you're out on a job site when there's nobody else around. Who are you hurting if you're healthy and you're willing to work?
You make a good point. And it's unfortunate because people take advantage of stuff like this right now. And bringing to what Ozzy said here in Bottled and Bond, which if you guys haven't checked out his channel, he's awesome. And he's saying that Virginia and North Carolina, with the ABC stores, said they were completely out of control. So they're spiking up prices, which is ridiculous, right? So they're taking advantage of something that's going down. Whereas I guess that's where you could kind of say that maybe having state control might actually stop that fluctuation of prices. But I don't know if that would, offset it.
But then again, our state stores closed.
Yes, it doesn't really.
It sounds like an idea, and so basically, you could get into a whole area of what should be run by government, what should be run. Now, if it was, a privatized store, some people might jack the price, and some people might say, well, no, I'm going to keep my prices the same. Once people know that I didn't gouge them, they're going to come here. Like, there's that whole thing. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want to get into that, unless we're going to go way down the rabbit hole of like politics and religion tonight, And
hey, if we have enough bourbon, it might happen.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. I mean, I think price gouging and that kind of thing at this time, there should be like a fine for that.
Yeah,
I've seen it in other industries as well, where it was like, oh, this is now in demand, so we jack the price. And I get that's how economics works. But I think it's at a time like this when people are freaking out, like there's a point of, all right, we're going to make a little extra money versus we're gouging. You know? So.
Well, buddy, before it gets too far, there's a couple new people getting in the chat here. Maybe we can just say hi to them real quick. Mash and Drum is in here.
Jason, thanks for hanging out, man.
Thank you, man. We got Matt from Whiskey Crusaders.
What's up, Matt?
We got Doug Christoph.
We got Ethan. What's up, buddy?
Ethan. Brian Griffiths. And who else? Did I miss anybody in here? Because we said we got Jay.
Buddy Jay.
And then we got Ozzy from Bottled and Bond. Yeah, I think we're caught up. Yeah, we're bad at this. We're bad at keeping caught up with this stuff.
Yeah. No, we're not all Jason right now. You know what I mean? He's got going on. He's an ace, no doubt.
Oh, yeah. There's something I wanted to tell you because I was looking online, buddy, and I saw online they were selling an Elijah Craig barrel proof, but it was specific C918, right? And they were selling it, and it was $1,000. Get this. They were selling it for $200. I was like,
I mean, it's good. It's good, but it's not $200 good. You could buy another expression for like, we get them for like $65.
yeah.
You could buy 3 of them and still probably have enough money to buy like Rebel Yell 100. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. I mean,
dude, C918 is, don't get me wrong, that's my jam, right?
Right. But that was the first one you had, right?
That's true. I go back to it. I just take a little nip. You know how it goes, buddy. You don't want to see it go. And comparing it, I compared it to the C919. I compared it to B519 and the A19 or A119. And the C918 won out. But I have to admit, I kind of started liking that B519 a little bit more and more because it started getting, nice and nutty. It really showed that nutty profile of Heaven Hill, which I really dig because I'm a big Jim Beam fan anyways. I like all those nuts in my mouth. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So, my thought is too, is it just because it's older and it's getting harder to find that they're trying to just jack it up? And is it really worth spending that much money on something? I mean, I'm not saying it's not good, but is it worth it? I mean, I guess that's an individual thing. To somebody it might be worth it, and to somebody else it might not be. But to me, it's good. But like we were talking about the other night, there's so many good things. Why?
Yeah, it better come with like a
one bottle for $200.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's $200 worthy, and I'm not saying that there's not ones out there that are, and there again, are you collecting? Is it just for drinking? Is it,
Yeah.
Is it going to be worth something someday? It's not like, I mean, I guess you could argue there are probably some that would be an investment. But if you're just going to like drink it, there's a point where is it that much better to justify the cost? I don't know. I guess that's individual.
It's all potatoes here, right? If that doesn't make any sense, does it?
No.
Whoa, buddy, get into this comment. Look at this. Ricardio Head.
I can't read and talk at the same time.
That's all right. Ricardio Head says, have you been to Bourbon Street in New Jersey? And if so, how was it? How would you rank New Jersey stores?
Okay. Would you like to go or would you like me to go on this?
You know what, buddy? You go for it.
All right, I'll go first. Thanks, buddy. Dude, that's our spot, man. Like, we did a review. We talked about the Barrel Bandit in one of our videos. When I was in there and bought it, the owner actually helped. Is that you, buddy?
That was me. It's all this auto connects. It connects to your phone. It connects to your shoes.
Yep.
Your pants.
But anyway, as far as Bourbon Street, awesome. The owner is awesome. He's actually back and forth to Kentucky all the time, doing store picks and doing all that stuff. Awesome freaking store, especially the one I think that's Lopatcom, the big one they call the big store. That's our hideout, man. If you're venturing in there, you could run into us in there because we're there. Awesome. Well, that was our secret spot,
So it's cat's out of the hat.
Yeah.
What's interesting about them is that they just do unbelievable amount of store picks. Not even just bourbon. They're doing like, those what do you call it in Scotch? Where private bottlings, not private bottlings. What do they call it for Scotch? It's pretty much single barrel. But they it's just fleeting on me. But they just have so many different picks. They have an Elijah Craig pick. They have a Buffalo Trace pick. They have Eagle Rare picks. They got different stuff. They have a lot of Jefferson's picks, like the Ocean cast strength picks. They got Maker's Mark picks. They have the Jim Beam single barrel picks. They have, the list. They had Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit picks.
Yeah,
Reserve single barrel picks. It's like ridiculous. The list goes on and on. Oh, look at that, buddy. Bottle and Bud loves us, and he said he's got
too,
4 capsules in a box. Shipment next. Oh, you know what? That's a secret. Sorry, Ozzy, you're the man.
Take that down.
I took it down now.
Independent bottling. Thank you, Doug. Independent bottling. And I couldn't think of it.
I couldn't. Oh man, yeah, I wasn't thinking. So,
Eagle Rare is life. There's some truth to that. I'll tell you what, man. I remember the first time I tried Eagle Rare, and I was like, "This is." And there again for the money. Now that it's getting out, it's probably going to go up because we're saying something. If it wins an award, we're screwed. You're never going to get it. But it is. It really is. And what's it like? 30, 32 bucks?
Here's the problem, buddy. Eagle Rare, if you go across the country, I mean, geez. I mean, you can go to some states and you won't see it. It's gone. Just like Weller. Weller apparently, and as Jason from Mash and Drum was saying, Weller in Ohio is it runs around there like water.
Really?
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. It's just so variable, where you're getting different products, and
the distribution, like what is controlling? Is it like population? Is it only, like why do some states have stuff and others don't? Is it like we're state run? So if somebody's not buying it from the state,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like who's selecting what is bought? You know what I mean? Like who's saying, "Oh, this is what we're buying," and that's it.
It's the whole distribution game. It gets complex. It gets ugly, complex, and brutal. So I don't really know too much about the distribution world. I know it's like crazy. So I don't know how all that stuff works. I know I was listening to like a Bourbon Pursuit episode where they were talking to somebody that was like used to be into the distribution world, and they were saying that pretty much like certain stores had to buy, if they wanted to do single barrels, picks of, right. Let's say it's a Buffalo Trace product, right? So that means Sazerac. They had to buy up a bunch of Sazerac products in order to get to that point and be able to get a single, be able to do a barrel pick.
Okay.
So you have to like put out all this crap like Fireball and whatever. Just
swill.
Yeah. So I know it gets political and weird.
Well, I mean, and I think that happens. Oh man, here's one thing great about, I think, what we're doing and what all the other channels are doing is it's not like, oh well, Heaven Hill spends this much in advertising in our magazine of like, I don't know, I'm not going to throw out any names, but let's just say we're a magazine company.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, so we're going to give their stuff a high review, which obviously sells it because people buy into it, or none of this would happen. Right. So I can see how that would work on the distribution end where people are saying, look, you have to buy so much before we give you the good stuff that people really want. So you got to buy the Fireball. You got to buy the hey, what's up, Kev? You got to buy all the swill before you can get to the good stuff, because if not, people would bypass it. You know what I mean? Just to get the good stuff. So, I mean, I get that business end of it, but that's where it gets, it gets tricky being like an enthusiast of whiskey, or just, I'll call it an enthusiast. That's where it gets tricky, because you're tracking down these things, and depending on who and where you're buying it, you may or may not be able to get it. And there again, that's what's great about the community that we're dealing with, because people are sending samples of stuff you can't get, which I know we still owe Jay a sample of Legion, but
he'll get more than just Legion.
All right, so we definitely take care of that. But yeah, I mean, it's like you wouldn't, like, if the whiskey dude didn't send us Blackened, we would have never tried it. You can't find it, and I don't even know where about going to get it.
It's this is an interesting point here. Jason said distributors have most of the power. They make you buy a shit ton of vodka and Fireball to get a chance at some harder to get bottles. I mean, yeah, that's just what it comes down to, right?
I didn't even think about the vodka part, but he's absolutely right, because that's what keeps the lights on. Even at Heaven Hill, like that's what keeps the lights on until the bourbon's ready.
Maybe we should make cars that use vodka for fuel, and that's it. And then we could just take all the vodka off the shelves and then just dump it in cars.
Yeah, and then we could just get to the good stuff.
It's just
that would eliminate all the swill whiskey that's out there.
It would.
I did see somebody mention the Baker 7-year in the comments, but we were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt. But that's what I'm nipping on right now. This stuff's awesome. I mean, it's different than the small batch. The single barrel is definitely different than the small batch, but it's really good. So
I can attest to that because, yeah, like, holy crap, it's good. I mean, I got a lot of citrus notes popping on that. But then that cherry.
It's like a cherry bomb in
that single, and that barrel
it's changed a lot. But anyway, this was also from our Bourbon Street store. So I don't know how much he picked on that, but that guy he's such a nice guy, man. He's such a cool guy. He came up to us, he just started talking to us, and I didn't know who he was, and then he's like, "Yeah, that's me on the bottle," and blah blah blah, and telling us the story, and I'm like, "This is the owner," and he's just like talking to us like regular people, and he owns a lot of stores, and we got talking to him about whiskey and what he likes, and it's like he's got a good palate for it, and just such a cool guy. So we're really lucky to have that store.
We're fortunate, yeah. And it sounds like what Ron's saying here from Ron's Wood Turning Shop. Said, "What's up, buddies? Things are looking up. Should see states opening up tomorrow. I would hold off on sharing a glass for a while, though." I think that's smart, right?
Yeah.
That's great, though. Hopefully, it happens. The states start kind of opening up safely and slowly, but doing it cautiously, and we can get into those stores, give some business, get people money that need money. Put money back into the economy.
Yeah, I mean, you figure, all these places that are shut down. I mean, schools are shut down, right?
Yeah.
Like some of the teachers are working, doing online stuff, but like in your bigger places and like colleges and all that stuff, it's like, well, there's maintenance staff, there's cleaning staff, there's all these other people they're out of work, and I mean, I know they can collect, and I'm self-employed, so I'm not sure how all that works, but I've been hearing that, and maybe people can hop in and tell me about it a little bit, but if you're not able to work, like, you're supposed to get like full pay through unemployment, which
I don't know, buddy.
I've heard rumors about that, and supposedly there was for me in the construction trade, there was like roofing company that could work, but the guys were like, well, why would I work if I can stay home and make the same money? And therein lies the problem. You know what I mean? Like, no incentive to go out and keep things rolling, and that's not good either. And so
it's complex, buddy.
Yeah, it is. It's a mess. It's really a mess. And I know it's hard water, so I'm not faulting anybody, but it's just again, where you sit changes your perspective. So I'm not taking any stance on anything. I'm just
give you a little bit more bourbon here, buddy. You know what, Jay? Just talking about our last topic here, buddy. I want you to see this comment because this is awesome. It says, "As frustrating as it is not to be able to buy certain brands, there are always plenty of other great bourbons available." Boom. Well said.
Well said. I agree.
Yeah, I think you brought up that point a lot. Is that just because, let's say you can't get Eagle Rare and it never shows up near you, there are so many other 90 proof bourbons that are going to taste fantastic. Yeah, they might not be a 10-year, but there's other 10-year. Look at Russell's Reserve 10-year.
That's solid for the money, and that's like in the high. Yeah. Well, that's a good point. It's a very good point. It's a very good point.
I mean, there's plenty out there. So I think that's something that, just even like walking into the store and looking at the aisle and just going, you know what? I've never tried this. I don't think I've heard much about it. It's $30.
Right.
If you're willing to just take a chance, you might get lucky. I mean, that's where I think you were saying too, buddy, is if you get a chance, you're in a bar and you get a pour or something, that's a good way to kind of open up your palate.
Something you've never tried, because like, I can't tell you how many bottles I have. Well, I guess my first bad experience is when I first got into it. digging around online. This is like just reading reviews, and I think the title of the article was like, 10 bourbons you have to try before you die or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I know we brought this up before, but it still pisses me off to today. Is Hudson Baby Bourbon.
Oh, you hate that stuff.
Like, oh yeah, you gotta have this, and it was some like hipster swill, and I was so pissed. When I was like, I spent like $55 on this, and I was like, this is crap, man. Like, I mean, and maybe somebody likes it, and if somebody from Hudson hears me say it tastes like moonshine, dude. It is. I was so pissed. So that's why I always say, go to, if you're out and there's like, we actually have some good like whiskey bars and stuff around here.
Mm-hmm.
You see something on there that even sounds intriguing, it's like, try it. You're going to spend a little bit for the pour, but it's so worth it if they're committing to a bottle. You take a dram out of a bottle and you're just like, this sucks. Now there sits the bottle and you got $50 in it. I'd rather spend $15 on the pour and cut my losses and walk away. It's terrible.
Rather than stuck with the bottle and then you don't know what the hell to do with it. It sits in the back of your like shelf.
Windows with it or something. It's terrible.
I guess you can make it into cocktails, but the thing is, like, if you're not a cocktail guy, like,
I'm not a cocktail.
It's gonna sit there.
Yeah, it's gonna sit. For me, it's definitely gonna sit.
This is an interesting comment here. So Ron says there's some amazing craft whiskeys out there. Check out Sealbox. I just got a couple bottles from them delivered. French lick bourbon and a single barrel new riff. Oh, man, baby. Oh, that's interesting. Sealbox. There are some good craft, meaning like smaller, distillers out there that are actually doing really good things.
There are some that are pumping out some good stuff. And as you and I have experienced even with local stuff, there's some that have really good stuff and some that are like, there again, people are dumping it in cocktails, so it's fine. But for somebody who's had good whiskey before, it's pretty aggressive. And it's always super young, and I get it. They got to get stuff out. They can't wait 10 years.
Yeah.
To get a paycheck on this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I get that. Man.
That's why they make vodka and gin. Yeah. And then that's why they source.
Yeah, and there's some great stuff, including we talked about that where that Barrel Bandit stuff that we got from the Bourbon Street store.
Yeah.
MGP and picked it. But that's what's so cool is that you're getting that in his store. He went, he tasted, he picked the barrels, he got it bottled right out of what he wanted. So, I mean, it's like, how cool is that?
It's awesome. And you get to experience, like, if any store owner is doing store picks and the actual owner's doing it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because then you learn their palate. If you buy a bottle and you buy another bottle and you're like, whoa, I kind of see what he's doing here. He likes really, let's say, spicy bourbons or, stuff that maybe has high rye. But it's kind of cool. And what they're looking for in a barrel when they do the pick.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be amazing going a barrel pick?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would actually like to do that sometime, buddy. So we might have to
it's on the bucket list.
Yeah, we're gonna have to buck up and do that.
We're gonna have to figure out how the hell to do it.
Maybe we could buy a couple barrels and then we could make our caskets out of that.
Just be buried in them. Just buried in the barrels. Wouldn't that be? That would be a hell of a way to get. That'd be a
hell of a way to spend eternity.
Just like open up like half the barrel. It's like I'm just in there like this.
All right, I close that goddamn thing. I want to smell the wood.
Just don't let me soak in whiskey. Well, actually.
Anyway, this is getting morbid. We're going to move on.
Sorry. You know where our conversations go, buddy.
Somebody did say, I was reading that about Rare Breed. I'm a huge Rare Breed fan.
Let me go back up to that. Yeah. Dude, Rare Breed, I don't think gets enough love. It gets love.
It stays affordable. But, I mean, I've been where I'm like I'll never pass up Rare Breed.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
My everyday drinker. You know what I mean? Just because it doesn't really do anything wrong. I mean, I'm partial to rare breed. I'm partial to turkey in a lot of ways, but there is something about rare breed that just like you can count on it. You know? Yeah. So I'm with you on the rare breed, man.
Yeah. Hudson has a different taste.
Yes, it does. It's 100% New York corn, and then they put it in. They call it baby bourbon because they put it in small barrels to basically expose more of it to the wood. Is what they're doing, and
more wood, the better, baby.
In certain cases, but dude, it is. You want to talk about a corn dough? It's 100% corn.
Yeah, that's
New York corn, and I don't know if that's good. I mean, around here we always talk about getting the Jersey sweet corn.
Yeah, not there, huh?
No.
I'll tell you what, corn on the cob, that's one of the most delicious things ever to eat. And this is my opinion, obviously. You just like put a little butter on there, a little salt. Oh my God, I could smack back like 15 like husks of that. Yeah, I'm big onto that, man. Oh, there it is, buddy.
Turkey mouth. Yep, you got it.
There it is.
Turkey
I'll tell you what. Oh, Matt is here.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yep, he's collecting his Blanton horse.
His Blanton horse? Yeah, I think they're all grouping and ganging up together to come to his house at night to kidnap him. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, and Jason's right. Hudson Rye, he says, smells like paint thinner. I just think it's way too young, and I'm sure there's some hipsters and stuff that are totally but
hey, hipsters, I think probably brought back bourbon because it was like it was not popular, and through like the bar scene, through cocktails, so the hipsters got some good stuff going on with them, buddy.
Man, if there's anybody out there who's a hipster, man, no disrespect, but I don't get it. I don't want to give them credit for anything.
You know what I don't understand, and I wanted to talk to you about this.
All right.
For the longest time.
Here for you. Let's talk.
I did. I mentioned this before. So, and maybe people in the chat can kind of help us with this. What the hell is going on with kids wearing NASA shit? Like, I see it all the time. Like, I see NASA hoodies, NASA shirts, freaking NASA pants. I mean, they got NASA everything, right? Like, why? What's going on? Like, where's all this NASA stuff coming from? Is it me? Am I just seeing this weirdly? Like, and I'm just paying attention to it? Like, is this a new fad that people wear NASA?
And okay, I'm going to date myself a little bit. Jason's right about his comment. You had said this to me, and I noticed the same thing. The Nirvana stuff, which is cool because I grew up. Nirvana was popular when I grew up. Kind of giving away my age a little bit, but that's cool. But when they don't even know what Nirvana is.
Oh yeah. You walk up to him and be like, "Hey, you
never through it."
Yeah, you like Dave Grohl, and they're like, "Who the hell's Dave Grohl?" It's like, "Well, you're wearing a Nirvana shirt."
Yeah, of all people, you should know Dave Grohl, right?
Yeah, they don't even know Kurt Cobain. Yeah.
So,
I don't know, man. I like this one right here. Don't give them credit for anything.
Yeah, exactly. I feel you, Michael. I really do. It's like, and I've seen it. And anybody that's been in like a microbrewery, a micro distillery, there's always those dudes. And, you know what? We're not going to go down that road. But they're like, they're rocking some big beard. You know what I mean? But yet, they want to look like a lumberjack, but yet I don't think they can pick up the axe. You know what I mean? Like those kind of dudes. You know, it's like
if they pick up the axe, they're like, "Oh,
like,
They're trying to get funding for their next mission. That's what NASA's doing. So they're going to all the coals and the gaps. They're throwing the NASA stuff in there.
And hey, nothing wrong with NASA, but it is just weird. It's like the kids even know. But I mean, weird, dude. When you go back, man, how much weird stuff was popular when you were in school? You know?
Yeah, I think what was popular when when I was just starting high school, the big thing was Jankos. You remember Jankos?
Yep.
Yeah, the huge jeans. I mean, just like unbelievably baggy, so baggy, and then like chain wallets. I remember I had this leather wallet that had a yin and yang on it. Dude, it was like, and it was a chain wallet. And I wore these Jankos with this like red stripe down the side.
Okay.
Oh, dude, it was bad.
Jankos. I remember the chain wallet. The chain wallet was cool up to a point, but one thing. Okay, we're getting a little deep here.
Uh-oh.
I've known Neil for a long time. And the thing about Neil that I always respected, even when we were young and liked, is Neil did what Neil wanted to do. And you never wore trendy shit, dude. You never wore trendy stuff. You always did for you. You know what I mean? Like, if big baggy jeans, you were wearing some normal fitting jeans, and you were wearing like a flannel like you are now. You just did you. And that was something I always thought was cool. Like, you never worried about what other people thought. But the chain wallet was kind of cool. That was like 90s. And I'm sure a whole bunch of people in here probably had a chain wallet. I had a chain wallet it was no fear, because back in my motorcycle racing days and your dirt bike riding days, no fear was like a big deal for a long time.
Oh, dude, no fear was
down leather, no fear wallet, and it was like embossed in the leather, the no fear logo. And it had a big chain with the no fear like brass tab that hooked in the front. That was the jam back then.
That's the jam.
It was. But I never saw you doing like popular hipster stuff. Was where I was going about that.
I didn't, and I'll tell you that the whole mezcal thing, hipsters, they don't want to drink tequila because it's like drinking the man, Can't do that. I love it. So, buddy, what are you drinking, Ray? Are you still drinking that Baker's?
I'm drinking the Baker's, but what I'm gonna move over to after this, I think is that. And this my wife got me for my birthday. And as we talked about with Scott, is that I'm not a big fan of the regular orange label, but this barrel proof is pretty solid. This is batch 5 for anybody out there that's checking it out. But yeah, I mean, this is actually pretty good. I know you said this really reminded you of Four Roses, and I know they do a lot of sourcing. I don't know if they're making their own juice now or not.
I think they have a distiller, like they're distilling, but I don't know if any of that's in their product yet. Maybe if anyone in the chat has maybe heard anything, I don't think it is yet, but I think they were sourcing from multiple places. What I've heard like sometimes they would get their hands on. I've heard Four Roses, I heard Jim Beam, and so I don't know exactly. What they do is obviously they take all that and blend it and put it in a small batch and make it their kind of their own thing, which is cool. But yeah, it'd be interesting to kind of see where their own distillate kind of stands up.
Yeah, I think when you first tried it here, you were like, dude, this is Four Roses all the way. And I think I did read that it was Four Roses. Jason will probably tell us in about, I'm guessing, a couple minutes. Tell us where it came from.
Travis just said it still should be MGP. I have heard there is some MGP in there too. I
could have sworn I read somewhere, maybe not, but that they were originally sourcing from Four Roses, and Four Roses couldn't keep up with the demand, so they kind of cut them. I don't want to say cut them off, but like couldn't keep up, and they started looking for other places.
Right. Well, Jay's definitely confirmed that it's not their own stuff yet. And then then Jason also saying that so the 10-year and the blender select is 4 roses. And you think that the barrel strength
like a couple minutes of Jason coming with the freaking knowledge. Love that guy.
I love it, man. That's interesting. It is
interesting.
I saw the blender select in New Jersey, and I saw it was like in the $50 price point, and it's at 50 proof. It looked interesting. I know Jason did a review on it. So
their regular orange label, I know some people that really like it, and I always there's days I try it and I'm like, it's not bad, and other days I'm just like, oh God, man, I don't like it, and I don't know why I want to like it. I guess I just want to fit in, but
you want to be a hipster, buddy. I think this is what it's all about.
Yeah. No, but the foolproof is solid, but the orange label to me is just, if I never drink it again, I'll be okay with that. Have you seen the barrel select or whatever? You've seen that? I've seen the 10-year for sure. Yeah. The 10-year
barrel select is newer, so that this pretty much just came out. I saw it. It's in it's in New Jersey. I've seen it. I doubt we're gonna get that in PA, but I don't know.
I have to go to Jersey for that.
Yeah.
Uncle Buck asked if I had a No Fear sticker on my car. No, I did not. No Fear was big for a while, but I never had one on my car.
I've seen those, man. I totally used to see those.
And I remember when No Fear actually, before it was popular. I know everybody says that, like, I liked it before they were popular, like a band or something. But that really spawned in the motocross scene. And I raced motocross for years, and I remember when that whole thing started to grow. And I did have some No Fear gear for a while, like pants, jersey, and everything. I don't know if you remember that stuff, but stuff I had, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember the No Fear. There was actually, dude. I remember I was going to a 7-Eleven, and I was down in Philly, and I saw these 2 dudes walking into the 7-Eleven. They had goggles, like motocross goggles, and they had motocross jerseys, right? And then also gloves, but they didn't have bikes.
No, for a while, like the moto jerseys were
they took it far though with the goggles. I mean, they were like,
dude, I got so much gear laying around the house, and my wife's always like, "You gonna get rid of this?" I'm like, "No, I'm just not gonna get rid of it." My last motorcycle is still in the basement. Haven't ridden that in like 6 years. I'm like, it's just gonna. Like, I can't come to terms with getting rid of it, but I have really no desire. There's not a lot of places to do it anymore like we used to. That's actually, for a fun fact, that's actually how I met Neil.
Motocross.
Riding dirt bikes.
Dirt bikes.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I love it's a good time. Oh, buddy.
Uncle Buck, how many people got No Fear tattoos that were today? Probably a lot. That and those bad boy tattoos. You remember the bad boy thing with the dude? You remember that?
Dude, I have that right above my ass.
Do you?
Yep, I have a tattoo right there. It says bad boy and then No Fear right above the crack.
Pretty. You got a text there with No Fear bad boy on it.
Yeah. That's well, it's sometimes you just got to make decisions, buddy. They might not be the best decisions, but you got to make them.
That's true.
Now, this is interesting. Has anyone made a serious dent in their bunkers? Anyone getting nervous?
You mean like provisions? As far as
I think maybe bourbon, or whiskey.
Oh, like
whiskey. Your whiskey bunker. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm still pretty good. I mean, there's some stuff I don't want to really kind of like go through right now. As far as nervous, not really, because I think who was. Man, I'm bad with names sometimes, but I think it was Christopher something sent us those links of where we could get stuff shipped to the house.
Yeah.
And another buddy of mine who grew up down the road from me, a couple houses down, he sent me a link too where he's getting whiskey delivered to the house. So as far as nervous, no. Inconvenience, and I don't mean inconvenience like saying it like a wimp. But just hard, like it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
that, but not nervous. there was something else that Uncle Buck asked. I thought.
How many people got no fear tattoos that they regret today? We already asked that one.
But I thought there was. Oh, somebody mentioned Dave. Was it Brian Deegan? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on.
Brian Deegan. Yeah, man. I remember when Brian Deegan was like an up and coming factory racer before the whole freestyle thing. You know, I'm there again. I'm dating myself a little bit, but
no, I remember that when he was. It was before. Yeah, even like with the X Games.
Before any of that freestyle stuff came out, because the freestyle stuff kind of spawned out of like all the Crusty Demons of Dirt and everything like that.
I remember
guys just like hanging out in the dunes and
like Terra Firma
videos. Man, I found some of those on YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, I remember like Ezra Lusk and all these dudes, man. I remember them like it was yesterday. That was my teenage years and growing up, man. That's all I cared about was racing dirt bikes.
So I'll tell you, man, it's a lot of fun.
My brother and sister have popped into the chat, and they can attest to that. Jesus.
Oh yeah, I can attest to that too. Holy moly!
That's all I freaking did for like 13 years was race dirt bikes. That's all I cared about. I waited a lot longer in life to get my act together because of that.
All right, buddy, you're here now, right? And you got bourbon in front.
Yeah, here now.
Speaking of bourbon, I'm out. I got to pour something. What time we got? 7:49.
Yeah, we got time.
We got a couple minutes here because I know a couple people are going on tonight. I think 8:30. I think Perry from This Is My Bourbon Podcast is going on, and then after that's Clifton, and then I think around the 9 o'clock, I think Fred Minnick's going on. So there's a couple people going on, but we got time.
Well, Jason C asked, what about the barbed wire tattoo in the tribal tat around the bicep?
Oh my God.
That have that. And I'm wondering if Jason has that because we found out his age the other night. He's like 2 years older than me, I think. So we haven't seen him, but he might have one. But I know a lot of dudes. That had that.
Dude, that was the thing.
I remember, and Jason will probably remember this. You were a man if you connected it, but there was a lot of people who wimped out once you got to the inside of the arm, and it didn't go all the way.
It wasn't connected.
Oh yeah, if you connected the barbed wire, you went through the pain on the inside of the arm.
Oh yeah, that inside, right? Like any of the under, like on your stomach, and yeah, none of that stuff's fun. Or your rib cage, like on the side.
The people I know that have a lot of tattoos, they said the rib cage is the worst because that needle just bounces off.
Oh yeah, that just like kills you, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Ozzy, you got me. I'm gonna go a little bit. Yeah, I'll go Kathleen's batch. This is the first batch of last year.
You can't take it with you, so
2 years ago.
You might as well enjoy it today.
This is batch number 1 from 2018.
Do that. Man, sorry, my eyes are starting to itch. My allergies. He's right, and I've been trying to do that with a lot of things in life. It's like, you know, there's so many times we buy stuff, and then it's like, oh, we save up or we wait and we fuss over or whatever, and we get this thing, whether it's a bottle that we've always wanted or a big boy toy or whatever it is. And then we're like, oh, I don't want to use it. I don't want to get it scratched. I don't want to do this. And it's like, man, you can't take any of this stuff with you. So, like, drink your bourbons, man, because you can't take it with you. And if they have bourbon on the other side, you'll get bourbon there. If they don't, you don't want to have had a whole bunch of good stuff that you never got around to drinking. And I actually heard that somewhere. It was, Christ, I don't remember where I heard it, but it was an old lady saying it to a guy where my husband bought all these bottles of wine and said, one day we're going to open these. One day we're going to open these. And maybe somebody can tell me where it's from, but he ended up passing away and they never opened it. They never opened them for a special occasion. It's just like, man, you can't take any of this with you. So enjoy it And if you run out, at least you used it all. At least you got everything out of it, you know?
Yeah. Just kind of going to exactly what you said. Freddie Johnson from Buffalo Trace.
Mm-hmm.
Third generation guy, worked there for, pretty much all of his life, right? Father worked there, and list goes down. So he said something. I think it was like a documentary I saw, but he said, maybe it was on Neat, one of the bourbon documentaries, but he said that, it's really it's meant to be shared, bourbon. And what ended up happening is that he was having bourbon with his father and his brother, right? And it was like something that was really like it was good, right? So this is something that was like very rare. And Freddie was like, "Oh, shouldn't we save that?" And his father's like, "No." He's like, "Never do that." He goes, "Never save it for another occasion, because you don't know when your time's going to be up," right? Little did he know that night they spent like 3 hours together, had great pours, right? That was the last time that those three were together, because his father passed away not that long after, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think too, with this time that we're seeing, that we're living through right now, it really does make you go, you know what? Let's value what we have. Let's value, things that are important to us, and let's just have a good time with it, right? And let's celebrate life.
Yeah.
So whip out the good pours.
Yeah, man, because and I remember reading when this was back in our wine days, but there was I don't know if it was a T-shirt or a sign for the wall or what it was, but it was like, life's too short to drink bad wine. And I feel the same way with whiskey. It's like I don't care if I bought the bottle or not. If it's not good, I'm not going to suffer through it. And if we open a bottle of wine for dinner and it's not that great, it's like, let's open another one. Like, we're not going to sit. And I mean, and you could argue, oh, that's privilege talk or whatever, and whatever, but it's like, really, if you can, don't wait, like, don't waste good stuff for that day that may never come.
Yeah.
I know we're getting a little deep here, but it's true, man. Like,
it is good, true, man.
Don't wait.
Don't wait, man. Well,
because if you live long, you got to enjoy a whole shit ton of good whiskey.
Oh, to break the ice, buddy. No connect, no respect about the barbed wire. So, and he doesn't have one.
He doesn't have one.
And Jay said his college roommate got the barbed wire. He planned to connect it, but couldn't handle it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That was like a badge of honor back then. If yours connected on the back here, man, you were, man. He's the man. He went through the pain.
Yeah. Automation G. Yes. Open the William LaRue Weller. If you have it,
dude. If you
whatever the hell year you got, open it.
Get through the neck pour anyway,
dude. Yeah, you got to get that thing.
And if you put the cap back on, you put it back in the cabinet. It ain't gonna go bad, but. Dude, absolutely, man.
Man, dude.
I don't want to sound morbid, but like, hey, man, that's good stuff, the 1920. But hey, you want to know if you shelled out the cash for it, enjoy it. I'm not saying waste it. Like, don't put it in cocktails and don't waste it on people who don't appreciate it. Someone who doesn't understand. But man, and you got it, and you're like, if you've never opened it, dude, open that up.
Open it. That's I haven't actually.
Take it with you, but you're not going to be able to drink it.
That's true, man.
You have it laying next to you and be like, "Oh man, I can't move my neck to drink this."
Unless you were ancient Egyptian pharaoh, apparently, all those things you used in the afterlife. So,
man, I hope there is good whiskey in the afterlife. I really do.
I know, right?
Maybe that's what hell is for people. Maybe heaven, you get like good whiskey if you're a whiskey enthusiast, and hell, it's like. You're drinking like Hudson the whole time. You're
drinking Hudson baby bourbon. That's
what you drink for eternity. You're like, oh Jesus! Like there's no water, no anything. It's hot as hell. Drink Hudson baby bourbon. Jesus, that doesn't keep you on the straight and narrow.
Cheers, Richie. Man.
Yeah, Richie. Thanks, man. Cheers. Travis says he always opens up the bottles as soon as he gets them. I'm the same way. Dude, I'm like that with anything. Like, if we get takeout, I like want to eat it right away. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't fool around. Like, there's no going through like Chick-fil-A drive-thru and then driving home to eat it. It's like, no, we're eating it right now.
Yeah, you have to be able to just like, once you get it home, you just gotta crack it open just a little bit so that air can come in.
Yeah,
get everything settled in, just so that you have a beautiful experience later.
You're right. You spent the money on the good stuff, and you got to get the neck pour and everything out of there. So you got to do it for yourself to get down. Your work's not done just when you bought it. Like, you need to get halfway through the bottle when it really opens up and becomes great.
That's the damn truth. I'll tell you what. Just like this Booker's, so the Kathleen's batch, I got maybe a quarter of the bottle left, maybe a little bit more, and I forgot how unbelievably good that batch is.
So I told you to open it, and you opened it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't. It's been a while since I've took a nip out of it because I've been kind of like wanting to savor it. But it's like, yeah, when Ozzy said, "Yo, pour it, let's do it."
The Booker's in the background. He's like, Neil, what are you waiting for? Get it on that. And he's right,
Yeah, he's right, man. Oh, we got Alan. What's going on, Alan?
Hey, Alan, what's up, buddy?
Oh my God, it's got to be late as shit over there. Or just like wake. Yeah, it's got to be like what? Like I don't even know what it would be. It's like early morning.
He's probably having his morning his eye opener. Drinking the good stuff first thing in the morning.
Yep, get the party started.
That's awesome.
Yes, oceans of whiskey in heaven.
Think about that.
Or you could take a couple baths, right? So one bath would be like a peated Scotch bath, and you could just be in there just drinking it all up. Or another bath, it could be like bourbon. You could just take your pick. So everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so buddy, I mean, how was the I can't believe it's Thursday already. How was the week so far? Good?
Week's busy. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, getting a lot done.
That's a very good thing, man.
Yeah. How about you? How's online and everything going for you?
It's all good, buddy. Now,
good.
The one thing I did want to tell you that I did notice is that I went out today after work and everything. I went out. I had to run to Home Depot to grab stuff for my mom because she doesn't want to go out. So I had to grab a couple things. And, dude, people were freaking weird and nuts and crazy. I mean, I thought like it was maybe gonna like die down a little bit, but I feel like people were just really freaking weird, man. It was like it got to the point where I was looking at people, I'm like, holy shit. I was like, they were just doing weird stuff. And it just made me go, wow, this is crazy, man. I need a bourbon. So when I got home, I immediately poured a bourbon and I felt better.
Well, I was in, what the hell did I stop for? Oh, I stopped at CVS to get Zyrtec. And I was, so in our state, actually starting Sunday, when you're in a store, you're now required to wear a mask. I was not wearing a mask. Just because I think it's a little silly. I won't get into why. Maybe people think I'm wrong, whatever. But
we won't get into that.
Man, I got some crazy looks from people who are wearing masks, and it's just like, dude, like I have no symptoms. I'm not any, I'm fine. Like I've been staying away. I'm not near you. I'm making sure, like if I come up on somebody and they're like hogging an aisle, I'll just back up and go around. I'm not trying to make people uncomfortable. But I've been hearing too that people are freaking out about the idea of going back to work. So when there's a lot of like false information and a lot of confusing information, I should say, about this whole thing. And I'm not saying you shouldn't take it serious, but there's a lot of, just craziness around it. And partly I feel like it's, media generating because it's great for ratings. I mean, fear is great for ratings. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, like, be cautious or anything like that. I'm not saying to just blow it off, but people are like really legitimately freaking out and scared about going back to work. And it's like, guys, it's like eventually we're gonna have to, go through this. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to like tiptoe out there and like start living again.
Well, you can always. I mean, this is a good little point here. It's Friday where Alan is right now, so guess what? You can say in Thursday, whenever it's Thursday or whatever, it's Friday, and you know what? Life will go on, and we're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this.
We're gonna be okay, and I don't want to downplay anybody that has suffered with it or ends up passing away from it or anything like that. I just don't know, like, are we handling it right? And because it's just, I don't know.
Buddy, it's tough to. It took everybody, the whole world, by storm. It's tough to handle everything perfect, and you're gonna have mistakes.
Well, I don't even think it's mistakes. I just feel like a lot of times it's, they're hyping it up so much because it's great for ratings.
Mm-hmm.
So what the hell is the truth, and how should we be handling it? And I understand we're in uncharted waters, but like scaring people isn't helping.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like nobody makes good decisions either panicked or drunk, right?
Yeah.
So,
or you can just do this, buddy. You can just do that.
Hey, you know what, Ron? Oh boy, we're on. I can't agree with you more. That's
And thank you very much, Ozzy. I've worked on these chews. So the chew comes from, I think, listening to pretty much the Russells and how they kind of, and I just kind of like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to start chewing my bourbon. And I felt, I felt like $1 million when I started chewing the bourbon. I started going, you know what? This is how it should be. Just chew your bourbon. Just like I chew my my dog toys at night to make me fall asleep.
Squeaky toy. He has a squeaky toy next to bed.
Yeah, the dog comes up to me and we should share a chew toy. It's all good. So, it's just like that.
Richie Z wants to know if anybody ever thought we were brothers.
Oh yeah, somebody did say that. I think it was oh man. Who asked that? I think Eric Waite asked if we were brothers. I think he did.
I've never heard anybody ask if we were brothers, but
we kind of look like brothers.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I feel as though we sort of are, but I mean, we've been friends for a long, long time. Probably, I'm going to dare say, longest friendship I've ever had. That like we stay in touch. You know what I mean? I've had friends from, but me and Neil stay in touch on a regular basis. So I mean, I have childhood friends from like 6th grade that I still know, but I talk to them. Like me and Neil are pretty much communicating several days a week.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible when you think about like, all the people that you've known in your life, and then there's like those select few people that have been around, let's say 10 plus years, and then there's even fewer people who've been around like 20 plus years. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to see everyone kind of it dwindles down, and you start to go, I don't know, you start to realize like who are really the important people in your life. I think that's
and life has a way of people moving in and out.
Yeah.
And like we have good friends that have moved because of jobs, and thank God because of technology and like what we're doing now, you can stay in touch, but you don't communicate with them all the time.
Yeah.
And certain people you do. And I think it's not that they're any less of a friend than they used to be, but it's not like, what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you mean. It's not like they're less friends. It's just like, I don't know. I guess it's just how life kind of works. Like it just kind of takes a couple turns here and there, and you hang out with certain people, whatever.
away for different reasons, and
yeah,
you know, and life changes too. People you connected with, people you don't always connect with. Not everybody is on the same journey and doing that whole thing. So
yeah, it's the truth, but we're on the same journey, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. So this is once you thought you were a bit. I saw the difference I had to compare you to a whiskey vault. Jeff is Daniel and Neil is Rex.
That could be us.
Maybe some. Yeah.
Oh, Trev, you're gonna get me all sentimental and
Trev. I've read some of Trev's comments, man, and I really appreciate it.
He's the man. He's like he's just everywhere, and you know what's awesome about this community is that where Trev is just on so many different channels, moderating, being there for the channels, and not even just kind of moderating the chat. Like Trev will tally things up for channels, let's say that they're doing like a competition. Like Trev is
he's on top of stuff.
He is, man, and he's a super nice guy, and yeah, he's awesome.
And we appreciate you, Trev. That's what we're trying to do. We appreciate you as being a buddy.
Well, what do we got? 8:09. I know. You okay till like 8:30, buddy? Or do you want to? Or do you have dinner?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we have the smoker grill going with some something with the smoker grill. I had to dig that out before. And, she's smoking something on the grill, so that's what's going to be dinner when I'm done here. So.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Around.
There's reasons, huh?
Everybody knows where that came from. That was a family thing.
Alan, thank you. Yeah, if you like what you're seeing, hit that like button somewhere on the bottom part of the video. I don't know where it is. Right.
Yeah, I put some love in the video, and the one video, especially the one video where he asked people to check us out. So we appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, man. And yeah, I have to agree with Jason on this one. Trev is the wrench of all wrenches. He
really is. He's not the adjustable wrench. I mean, he's the adjustable wrench. Yeah, but I was gonna say, you remember that stupid ass thing? No disrespect, Trev, because you're the adjustable wrench. It stood the test of time. I was gonna make a joke, but you're too cool of a cat for that. Remember that stupid ass gator grip thing? Do you remember that? That was like a socket with all the little needles in it that would form to whatever it is you're taking off. Now, Trev's the adjustable wrench of wrenches. You know what I mean? It fits everything. He's just the man. Who doesn't have everybody in this chat has an adjustable wrench. That's true. Or several. I keep several of them in the van, different sizes. I keep several in my pants. Trev's a big 12-inch adjustable. Yeah, that's exactly what he is. Yep. Oh, man. Oh, doesn't let you click on accounts. Any way to link some of these users later? There's some people of the channels I'd like to follow. This community seems so badass. So, Ozzy, if you actually go into the chat and you click on their name, actually not on their name, there's a little off to the right of their name, there's 3 little dots, almost like a stoplight. Click on that, and then you can kind of, I believe you can click on their channel or go to their channel. Or I thought you could just click on their name and it would go to their channel, but give that a shot, Ozzy, and let us know. Report back to us. Yeah, I'm kind of curious because if I had any of the, I'm not the one to ask those questions because you ask me that question, I'm calling Neil. I don't know how many times I call him and what the hell's going on with this? And he just walked me through it. I clicked a few things and things are. You did well, buddy. Right, you're on point. I'm a mechanical, hands-on type person. Technology. It's not that I can't learn it. I don't embrace it. I guess I probably should. You're getting. Hey, I'm here. I clicked on, buddy, and I clicked on, and we're here. So you see? Good.
when you click on stuff, sometimes fun things happen.
Yeah, depending on what you're clicking on, you might
yeah, careful with that.
Your or a virus on your computer, but go to channel.
Oh, that's strange. Yeah, so Trev is having the same issue. That's really weird.
Neil probably blocked it. Why did you block it?
No, I don't think I blocked it. I don't know how I could block it.
I have no idea what the hell they're even talking about.
Yeah, because usually what happens is when you click on somebody's name, you can go to their channel. So I don't know why that's happened.
Yeah, I would think, yeah, you should totally be able to do that.
So Trev's also been noticing it lately. Huh. Trev, thank you.
Or just our channel?
It must be, I think, how he said it, it must be other channels having the same issue. What we'll do is I'll try to.
Yep, sorry, but I should have read that. Yep, sorry, Bill.
Oh yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll try to post the channels that are in this chat in the just like kind of in the comments so that you guys can kind of check it out, or in the description, just so you guys can check out all the channels that are in this chat right now. So yeah, we'll put it all down in there so you guys can click on it if it's not going to work, which is weird. YouTube's
having a lot of issues. I would imagine too, with a lot of people being home, they're just like, YouTube traffic is probably crazy busy.
Yeah, it's very strange. I don't know. But the one good thing I wanted to talk to you about, buddy, about bourbon. This is a bourbon related topic.
Okay.
So I wanted to see what your opinion was on a certain thing that I see happening.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
So my question would be this. Actually, it's not really bourbon. It's more of American. So this whole week, there's American whiskey, shall I say.
American whiskey. Gotcha.
So what do you think of American single malt? Meaning,
what idea of doing it, or its quality, or what are you referring to?
Like what your overall kind of like thoughts about it? Do you think American single malt should be, like how do you see that kind of moving ahead in the future? Because right now it's kind of like wide open. It's kind of like there's not a lot of regulations on it. You can kind of call something this and this. It's not like bourbon where 51%. Right. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think you sort of have to embrace it, because it's I really feel like nowadays we're dealing with a time where whiskey in general is popular, which is good and bad, right? You're always going to have a balance of things, but I think you sort of have to let it go and see where it goes, because I feel like you could get some great things out of it. There's always going to be misses. It's just like barreled finished stuff. I think we talked about this before. I think we talked about it like in our blackened video and stuff like that. Man, there's been some really good things with barrel finished stuff like sherry or brandy or whatever. And there's been some like ones that are just terrible misses. But I almost think you sort of have to just like, don't harness things so much, and because it's going to weed itself out. Like the good stuff's good. The cream's going to rise to the top. So I think it's a good thing. I think it opens up a whole new avenue of people creating something that could be very good. That's
absolutely,
rather than saying, or saying, oh, that's only for this or only for over the pond or whatever. You know what I mean?
This brings up a good point then too, and there's a couple other questions I want to get to before this. But Kevin's saying, what about peated bourbons? Because I have seen New Riff is actually dropping a peated bourbon. I think they call it like backsetter, like a backsetter series. So they're like doing a peated bourbon. And
wash like Jason. What do I think about that?
Peated bourbons. Which they're out there right now. There's a couple of them. So
there again, I'm not a huge peat fan. Not that I don't like it, but it's not what I gravitate towards. It's not that I'm not against it, and there's times I like it. It's just not like my main shtick kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there again, you're opening up an avenue for creativity. You're opening up an avenue to explore new things, and I think it's good. And I think you're going to have some you're going to have some misses, and you're going to have some hits. So,
yeah, absolutely. All right, update on this. So Trev did a little research. It appears that YouTube disabled that feature where you can click on somebody in the chat and go to their channel. So it's not just you guys. Kind of stupid why they get rid of something like that. Is stupid. That like kind of that like just destroys, you know, being able to build community more. That's stupid.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that.
They might have a good reason for it. Doubt it.
Maybe. I don't.
Yeah. It's funny when you have sort of an open platform for the masses, like it's YouTube, it's like you do you kind of thing, and then you're like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. I mean, I'm sure, I'm glad there's certain things they don't allow, but it gets a little silly.
Here's an interesting question that I heard Richie post this to a couple people. Yeah, Jason and Scott from So what are your two fave whiskeys so far this year? So whiskeys that came out this year or just
whiskeys that came out this year or just this year to date? And we will wait for your response.
Yeah, because if it's 2020, I actually haven't had too much of 2020 releases. Like I haven't had the A120 Elijah Craig, which I heard was like bonkers. I don't think, I haven't had the new Booker's Granny's back.
And with everything going on, it's like we always get things a few months behind.
Yeah.
Everything going on. I don't know if we, you know, this is probably, especially with our stores being closed, kind of back to what we were talking about at the beginning.
Yeah.
And we might be getting 2020 stuff next year.
Well, I guess, you know what, I'm going to tailor this question. Like, what have I been really enjoying this year so far? Let me tailor it to that. So what I've been really enjoying this year so far, which I just keep going back to it. Here, let me grab it.
Oh, you grab that.
I'm grabbing.
Well, for me, why Neil's not here, definitely this. I always move it the wrong direction. This has been huge for me. I'm a baker, like the regular baker small batch. I know I kind of mentioned this in the beginning. I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but I was excited to see that on the shelf. And I actually bought that the same day I bought that Barrel Bandit stuff from our store that we talked about. That was big for me just because I was a Baker's fan and I kind of stumbled upon Baker's. So it's always, to me, like the Baker small batch was a hidden gem, and this is like a cool expression. It is different, but it's a cool expression of it. Buddy, what do you got?
Well, I mean, this is nothing new, but I've been really enjoying Belled Mead's Cask Strength Reserve. I'll tell you what. So this one is batch number 1917. So that it's just insanely good. I mean, it just shows you kind of like the power of MGP. It really does. I mean, right. MGP can just...
They can sort of make whatever that person wants to put out.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and then just in general, man, it's just been incredible. Yeah, I really love, this stuff. I mean, it's just got everything you kind of want in a bourbon. I remember you and I tried this, Jeff, for the first time. We were like, what the...
Yeah, that was good. Now, Richie's saying that his favorite is E.H. Taylor 2019 single barrel. I wanted to get Neil an E.H. Taylor single barrel for Christmas, and dude, we could not get it here. I went to the store and I asked, and they're like, "Man, this is like a unicorn. You're probably not going to see it." So, and that's where we ended up with the Penelope. Or how I ended up with the Penelope.
The 4-grain, another.
Yeah. And I was looking around, I was like, oh man, what am I going to get him? You know, now, because I was kind of like had my mindset on that. And my wife saw that and was like, this would be really interesting. Sounds really interesting, because there was like a little tag on there, like a kind of a write-up of everything. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to know anything about it. because I don't want to give anything away. And I just was like, let's just get that. And then it was like, I forget what the proof was, like 95 or barrel proof. I was like, yeah, get the barrel proof. What the hell, like we're not going to shortchange it. And that turned out to be a cool bourbon. So I'm excited about that. But man, I have never. Hell, I don't know the last time I've seen just Taylor in general. When was the last time? I mean, you got a bottle there behind you, but I don't remember how I saw it at the store.
Yeah, I mean, that's the small batch, which is a little bit more.
Yeah, but I can't tell you the last time I saw that.
It just kind of gets bought off the shelf real quick, and you don't see too much of it. I kind of see that in a bunch of different places where that happens, where it's not just PA or New Jersey or whatever. It just kind of goes. I really like it. I really enjoy it. It's got like this cotton candy kind of note for me, and this like like caramel apple. Like Buffalo Trace I always get these like apple notes on Buffalo Trace. That's for me like how I can tell it's Buffalo Trace. And I heard other people say it's like this really like sweet cherry note that they get on it, but it's interesting to kind of see how certain distilleries have certain profiles and certain styles. And I think it's kind of cool when you in your brain where you're able to pick out what that is. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the tail. Actually, Neil turned me on to that. We were able to get the small batch for a while, but then it just
it comes and goes. It's just kind of like comes and goes. Oh, this is interesting. Favorite weeded bourbons. Ooh.
Go ahead, buddy.
So I have a couple favorite weeded bourbons. So
I've had some really, really good weeded bourbons.
Yeah.
That made me question why there's not more of them. But
I agree with you.
A great flavor and texture. But go ahead. What's your favorite?
I think
top couple.
Top one. All right. So right now I've been sneaking a lot of the little pours of this is that Rebel Yell single barrel 10-year. Man, it's been
singing to you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm about like halfway down on the bottle, and I've seen the price kind of drop a little bit. So now it's like 59 around us, which before I was seeing it for like 65, which hey, $59 for that thing, dude. I'll tell you what, it's just running on all cylinders, buddy. That thing is pretty damn awesome. And I think that, look what you're getting. 10 years, single barrel, weeded, 50% alcohol, right?
Right.
I mean,
100 proof for the money. Yeah.
I mean, it's
solid. I agree with him. It is solid.
Yeah. It's probably most likely, sourced from Heaven Hill. I think they're contract distilling from Heaven Hill. So, you're getting some, I mean, that's pretty much like, Old Fitzgerald, if you think about it.
Okay. So story behind Old Fitzgerald for me. When I first, my wife's parents live in Kentucky, not far from like Bardstown, maybe an hour from Bardstown. So the first time I ever went to Heaven Hill, I've been there a couple times. I tried the Old Fitzgerald and I thought it was good. And at the time I was like, it was like $120 or $130 a bottle. And I was like, man, this stuff's good, but $130 that's asking a lot. And I haven't had it in a few years. I don't, it is good. Don't get me wrong. And I would say that's probably one of the best weeders. I would say the maker's cast strength is pretty darn up there. I'm not a fan of regular makers. I feel like sometimes with some of these, just like the Bullet, just like not so much with the 1792, but when you get their like baseline, like your baseline makers or your baseline Bullet, and then you jump up to like the barrel proof, you're dealing with a whole other thing. So like Baker's or a Maker's Mark cast strength to me is a phenomenal weeder, right? But the regular, you don't even have on that. I'm kind of eager to try that new Larceny because I thought the Larceny, like your regular run-of-the-mill Larceny, whatever it is, I don't remember it's been years since I've had that. First time I had that was at Heaven Hill. And I thought it was good, but I thought there again, like when they're cutting it down, they're cutting it too far and you're losing something. So it goes from like maybe being like a really good base product to being this thing where it's like, you kind of watered it down, you lost something.
Yeah. I think then with, Larceny coming out with the barrel proof,
I'm interested in that.
Where they're going to do the same thing where they're going to have the 3 batches, just like Elijah Craig barrel proof. So I know the A120, we'll see it. It'll hit near us, buddy. And we'll get a hold of it
later.
I'll let you, put it in the bed with you next to your pillow. You can,
because I remember, hang on, knock something over.
Uh-oh, buddy. It's getting to that point.
No, I knocked my water glass over.
Oh, no.
My big Yeti water glass, or my water thing.
Oh, if it's Yeti, she's good.
Yeah, she's good. Where was I? Oh, we're still talking about Larceny.
Wait, where am I?
Where am I?
Yes. Oh, and we just to let you know, buddy, we got 8:28, so we have Perry going on 8:30, so maybe we can
step on anybody's toes. So
we'll wrap it up. But with Larceny though.
Jay says I have to cut me off. Yeah, I stretch my leg out, kick the water glass over. Well, it's a big Yeti container that I take to work with me, so I make sure I drink enough water because I tend to Jay. I tend to not drink enough during the day. I'll work for 4 hours and 5 hours and not take a sip of water, so then I get dehydrated and gets upset. So anyway, Larceny. Yes, I remember the first time having it. I thought it was good, but I was like, needs to be a little higher proof. Like if they had it, bumped up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pumped to see that.
Yeah, it should be here soon. I'm hoping when the stores reopen, there's a lot of good stuff waiting. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who knows if all the people, whoever orders all that stuff and does all that, are they even working? Do they even care? I mean, are you going to go into a store that's empty? Because I know people pick the hell out of it before it shut down. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know,
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see, buddy.
I've been thinking about mentioning it to our hideout that we gave away on us tonight. But if anybody wants to check it out, the Bourbon Street. Is it the Bourbon Street or is it just Bourbon Street? I think it's just
Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street Wine and Spirits.
Wine and Spirits.
Yeah.
Not online. If you can get your hands on some of the Barrel Bandit, definitely try it. We did a review on batch 4. They'll explain everything on the website. But yeah, he's actually going out and picking it and doing everything himself. So it's basically like his preferred, like kind of his own take on what he thinks would be good. So definitely check him out. Show him some love. If you can't get stuff, I think they ship, right?
Yeah, they ship, depending on what state you're in. But yeah,
definitely check them out.
Well, hey, I mean it's 8:31, so I just want to tell you guys from Jeff and I both, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is a lot of fun. I think we're going to do this more regularly, going live. So I think get used to it. We'll be popping on. I think Thursdays typically work but it might. We might vary a little bit depending on our schedules and everything, but
one thing kind of go back to some normalcy, I guess you call it. We'll see how that works out, but Thursdays are pretty good. I would definitely be down with doing this, hanging out with everybody. So we appreciate you hopping on, showing some love, and just the questions in the comments, man. We really appreciate it. It's good to talk to everybody. It's good to have some community while we're all locked down here.
Yeah, well, hey, from the Bourbon Buddies, cheers, guys.
Yeah, man.
You guys.
Thank you again for coming out. Really appreciate it.
And go check out Perry. This is my bourbon podcast. Since none of the links or anything working, he's going on. He's on live now, so he's a really good guy. So go check him out if you don't already know him. And yeah, guys, have fun. Peace. Stay safe out there.
Yeah, stay safe. Enjoy your good stuff. Don't wait. It's not worth it.
Drink it up.
All right, guys. Take care.
See ya.
Peace out.